The National Hockey League is built on momentum, emotion, and timing. When all three align, a team can rise from relative quiet into the center of the league-wide conversation. That is exactly what is happening right now with the Buffalo Sabres. Their red-hot run has grabbed the attention of the entire NHL, turning what once felt like a regional success story into one of the most talked-about narratives in professional hockey. For years, Buffalo represented patience. The franchise was often described as talented but unfinished, competitive yet inconsistent. Fans were asked to believe in development, in process, in the long game. This season, and especially during this recent surge, belief has turned into visible results. The Sabres are no longer waiting for the future. They are shaping the present. What makes this run so compelling is not just the number of wins, but the way they are being earned. Buffalo is not surviving games, they are controlling them. From the opening face-off to the final horn, the Sabres play with confidence, clarity, and intent. That identity has become impossible for the league to ignore. The style of hockey Buffalo is playing feels modern and aggressive. Speed through the neutral zone sets the tone early. Puck movement is quick and decisive. The forecheck is relentless, forcing turnovers and keeping opponents under constant pressure. This is hockey that demands attention, not only because it works, but because it is entertaining. Offensively, the Sabres have embraced depth as their greatest strength. On any given night, different players rise into the spotlight. Scoring is spread throughout the lineup, which makes defensive preparation against Buffalo extremely difficult. When one line is contained, another steps forward. When stars are checked tightly, secondary contributors change the game. Defensemen have become active participants in the attack, joining the rush at the right moments and keeping plays alive at the blue line. This creates sustained offensive zone time and gradually wears opponents down. It is not reckless offense, but calculated pressure built on awareness and trust. Trust is a recurring theme during this run. Players trust the system, they trust each other. That trust shows in the way Buffalo handles adversity within games. Falling behind does not cause panic. A missed opportunity does not lead to frustration. Instead, the Sabres reset, stay patient, and continue playing their game. Defensively, the transformation has been just as important as the offensive surge. In past seasons, defensive lapses often erased strong performances. During this stretch, defensive commitment has become a defining feature. Gaps are tighter, passing lanes are closed quickly, rebounds are cleared with urgency. Every player, regardless of position, contributes to protecting the middle of the ice. Forwards are tracking back with discipline, supporting defensemen deep in the zone and limiting odd-man rushes. This collective responsibility has reduced high-danger chances against and allowed Buffalo to dictate the rhythm of games rather than chase them. Goaltending has provided the stability every successful run requires. The Sabres netminders have delivered calm, consistent performances that reinforce the team's confidence. They are not stealing games nightly, but they are making crucial saves at pivotal moments. Early stops prevent momentum swings. Late saves close the door. This balance between offense, defense, and goaltending is why Buffalo's run feels sustainable. It is built on structure, not luck, on execution, not desperation. As the wins accumulated, the league's reaction shifted. Analysts began breaking down Buffalo's systems rather than questioning their legitimacy. Opposing coaches adjusted game plans specifically for the Sabres. National broadcasts increased coverage. Highlights circulated widely across social platforms. Buffalo was no longer an afterthought. With attention came respect. With respect came pressure. Every game against Buffalo now carries added intensity. Opponents view the Sabres as a measuring stick, not a stepping stone. This is the true test of a rising team, performing when expectations rise. So far, Buffalo has embraced that challenge. The body language on the bench is composed. Communication is clear. The group appears comfortable playing meaningful hockey with eyes watching from every corner of the league. This run has also reignited the fan base. In Buffalo, belief feels real again. The energy in the arena reflects a city reconnecting with its team. That emotional connection fuels players and adds another layer of motivation during tight moments. Beyond the city itself, the Sabres' story resonates across the league. It represents the payoff of patience and development. It reflects the idea that culture matters as much as talent. In a results-driven league, Buffalo's rise feels earned rather than accidental. As the season progresses, challenges will come. Every NHL team faces adversity. Injuries, fatigue, and tougher competition will test depth and resolve. The true measure of Buffalo's growth will be how they respond when momentum slows. What is already clear, however, is that this red-hot run has changed the conversation. Buffalo is no longer discussed in terms of potential. They are discussed in terms of impact. This is not just a hot streak, it is a statement. In Part 2, the focus will shift to what this surge means long-term, the playoff picture, individual development, leadership growth, and whether Buffalo's rise can reshape the balance of power in the NHL will all come into view. For now, one truth stands firm. The Buffalo Sabres have grabbed the league's attention, and they are not letting go. If Part 1 of this story was about arrival, Part 2 is about consequence. The Buffalo Sabres' red-hot run has not only changed how they are viewed today, it has reshaped expectations for what they can become tomorrow. In the NHL, perception evolves quickly, but lasting relevance is earned through consistency, adaptability, and leadership. Buffalo is now standing at that crossroads. The first major impact of this surge is its effect on the playoff landscape. Every winning streak in the NHL does more than add points. It alters the psychology of the standings. Buffalo has forced competitors to glance over their shoulders. Teams once comfortable in their position now feel pressure. Points that used to feel secure suddenly look fragile. The Sabres have injected urgency into the race. More importantly, Buffalo is learning how to play meaningful hockey. These games matter. Each shift carries weight. This experience is invaluable for a roster that has spent years chasing relevance. Learning how to protect a lead, how to respond after a tough loss, and how to close out tight games is what separates promising teams from playoff teams. During this run, Buffalo has shown growth in all three areas. Close games no longer feel chaotic. When the score tightens late, the Sabres simplify. Pucks go deep. Line changes are clean. Risk is managed intelligently. That maturity signals evolution. Leadership has been central to this transformation. While talent drives results, leadership sustains them. Buffalo's leaders have embraced responsibility without forcing it. They lead by example, not volume. Their shifts set tone. Their body language communicates calm. In a league where momentum swings fast, that presence stabilizes the group. Young players in particular have benefited from this environment. Development does not happen in isolation. It accelerates when confidence meets structure. Buffalo's emerging talent is no longer playing to survive shifts. They are playing to influence outcomes. Decision-making has sharpened. Confidence with the puck has grown. Mistakes, when they occur, are treated as learning moments rather than setbacks. This growth curve suggests sustainability. Teams built solely on short-term surges often fade when adjustments arrive. Buffalo's foundation appears deeper. Their success is not tied to one line, one goalie, or one tactical wrinkle. It is tied to habits. Across the league, coaches are already responding. Defensive matchups are tightening. Neutral zone schemes are adjusted to slow Buffalo's speed. Physical play increases in an attempt to disrupt rhythm. These responses are signs of respect. They also create the next challenge, counter-adjustment. How Buffalo adapts will define the next phase of their season. So far, the Sabres have shown flexibility. When speed is taken away, they grind. When space is limited, they simplify. When games turn physical, they engage without losing discipline. That adaptability hints at a team learning faster than the league can solve them. Another critical factor is resilience. No season moves in a straight line. Injuries, schedule density, and mental fatigue test every contender. The Sabres' response to adversity will reveal whether this run is a peak or a platform. Early signs are encouraging. Losses have not snowballed. Corrections are made quickly. Focus resets. The mental shift within the locker room is perhaps the most important development of all. Buffalo no longer talks about belief as an abstract idea. Belief is now supported by evidence. Wins reinforce trust. Trust reinforces commitment. Commitment fuels consistency. This internal confidence also changes external expectations. Media narratives evolve. National attention grows. With attention comes scrutiny. Buffalo's ability to remain insulated from noise will be tested. Successful teams learn how to filter praise the same way they filter criticism. For the fan base, this moment feels earned. Years of patience are being rewarded with meaningful hockey. The connection between team and city has strengthened, creating an atmosphere that benefits performance. Home games feel louder. Energy feels shared. That atmosphere can tilt tight games. Looking beyond this season, the implications are significant. Buffalo's rise alters the balance within the conference. It challenges established hierarchies. It forces long-term planning adjustments across rival organizations. A team that was once rebuilding is now influencing the market. This shift also affects how Buffalo is viewed by players league-wide. Stability, competitiveness, and culture matter. Success attracts belief. Belief attracts commitment. Over time, that cycle strengthens roster construction and organization.